Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 3 of the challenge. This week, we're going to start with the inner level of the Windhorse Tara practice. And so I'm just going to be giving a brief explanation, a brief recap of the meaning of each of these emanations and just what the inner level is about and how it's different from the outer level. But I strongly encourage you to watch this transmission by my teacher, Carlos de Leon. You can access it at www.ontogony.com, and it is a free transmission, and he gives like a much broader explanation of it, and I'm sure he does a much better job than I do. But I'll just go through the main points. And then I will record. I already recorded the version in Spanish, and so I will record the version in English, just so you can follow along, with whichever version you feel more comfortable with. Okay, so let's get started. So just as a brief recap, the outer level focuses on the mythical creature. It focuses on repeating the mantra. You do not become Green Tara or any of her emanations, and it just sets the foundation. It helps you start connecting to the energy of Tara. And at this level, the motivation is purely receiving for yourself, right? This is still subject to karma. And the level of identity is your ego limited in ignorance. This means that we are all born into being egocentrist or just being selfish, right? We need to receive in order to survive. And so as we start to develop a spiritual practice, as we start to walk a spiritual path, the idea is that you start dissolving that selfishness and turning it into generosity, into compassion, into love. And so this outer level, you're also receiving, but you're receiving for yourself and you're also receiving for others. And so at this level, you start purifying your karma, and the identity is the social ego. So some of us, when we're generous, we're generous because that gets us compliments, right? So that would be the social ego. I mean, it's good to be generous either way. Between the two extremes, it's better to be generous. But here you start gaining more awareness about your true motivation, your true intention, right? And so you keep receiving for yourself, but you're also asking the same thing for others. One thing that I think is really important is that if we all realize that we're all connected, that we're all one, then whatever you want for yourself, whatever you ask for yourself, you have to ask for it for everybody, right? For every single being. Because if you are abundant, but the person right next to you is not, then that also hinders your abundance. Right? Because we're the same thing. We're all one. And so what affects others affects you as well. And so just imagine that if we lived in a world where nobody ever asks for things for themselves, but everybody asks for things for others. So that means that instead of you on an individual basis asking for yourself and for your own personal experience and for your own benefit, there would be trillions of beings asking for all good things for you. And so it's kind of hard to, like wrap your head around that, especially as humans in our condition. And because of the society that we were born into and that we've grown up in, We always tend to want things for ourselves first, or we're always told that you can't heal others if you don't heal yourself first, and that you can't help others if you don't help yourself first, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is like kind of starting to turn around that programming. And this is what the outer level starts to do. And so I am going to explain the practice very briefly. And so first we start by visualizing Green Tara. You visualize her in front of you. Then we do the Om Ahum with the white, red, and blue rays of light. You only do it once at the beginning of the practice. And this time, when you're receiving these rays of light, these beams of light, you're also going to try to visualize that your body is going to start to become a body of light, right? You receive the white light and it gets more and more translucent every time you receive these lights. And then with the syllable tam, again, you manifest as Green Tara. And so if you're not comfortable manifesting as Green Tara, you can just manifest as this green, emerald green, beautiful energy, just connecting to her blessings, to her grace, to her presence. And then you visualize the syllable tam in the middle of your chest. Or if, you can visualize it in our own alphabet or in any of the other alphabets that I will show in a minute. Or you can just visualize like a pearl of light, right? Depending on the color that you're manifesting as, you visualize a pearl of that color. And then you start repeating the mantra in your mind this time. You just start repeating it and you visualize as you repeat it in your mind that the mantra starts spinning in counterclockwise direction around the syllable tam or the pearl of light. And it starts sending these rays of light to all beings in all planes, in all dimensions. And you keep repeating the mantra in your head, in your mind, and it starts spinning faster and faster and faster and faster until your mind cannot follow along. So you just let go. And once everything has dissolved into this light, including yourself, you just let go and you contemplate. You let yourself rest into this energy. And you contemplate, which means you don't have to still your mind. You don't have to quiet your mind. You just observe. You just observe your experience. If any thoughts come in, you observe them. No judgment, no criticism. You just accept them. And you let them pass. You allow them to pass. If they don't want to pass, it's okay. And then once your mind goes into like its usual chatty self, you pronounce tam again, and you manifest as the following emanation of Tara, which in this case would be white Tara. And then you repeat all of the steps as from repeating the mantra in your mind and visualizing it going around, spinning around in counterclockwise directions, sending rays of light. And in this one, it's important to, and I will be, as I guide the meditation, I will be reminding you of like what each of Tara's emanations' specialty is, right? What her enlightened action is. Because it's also important to gain a little bit of a deeper understanding of what we're doing, what we're sending out, right? And then once we have manifested as like the 5 Taras, then at the end, again with the syllable tam, we manifest as Green Tara and we repeat her mantra only once. And that is the end of the practice. And you can go about your day, either manifested as Green Tara, or you can come back to your human self. But just trying to have that presence, have her present as you go about your day-to-day life and creating this relationship, creating this connection with her, and also just being aware of, like sending this out to everyone. And so just as a brief reminder, so the enlightened action of Green Tara is that she offers relief and protection from all of the unfortunate circumstances that we can find in the samsaric world, which is 3D reality, the world that is subject to karma. She dissolves the 8 fears, and she generates wisdom and compassion. And she's also her practice is also a practice of liberation, of enlightenment. Then we manifest, we repeat the mantra, it starts spinning, everything becomes Green Tara. We dissolve into this light, we contemplate, and then we say them, and we manifest as White Tara. Her enlightened action is that she expresses maternal compassion, and she offers healing to all beings who are hurt or suffering. And this healing is at all levels, right? It's not only physical healing, it's also mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual. She also heals the environment. Whatever needs healing, White Tara will heal. And she also protects and she harmonizes our vital energy. And she is also known to enhance longevity, essentially, so we will have more time to become liberated, to become enlightened. Then again, we do the steps again, and at the end we manifest as yellow or golden Tara. And her enlightened action is that she contains the power to increase our vital energy, our power, and our material and spiritual resources. And these resources support us in times of ease and in times of difficulty. And they enable us to discover and fulfill our life purpose in each moment and throughout our lives. And so if you're needing like material wealth, right, material resources, yellow Tara will give them to you. But it's not only to become rich and powerful and it's having what you need in order to be able to follow a spiritual path. If you are dying of hunger, right, or if you don't have a roof over your head, it's very difficult to be able to follow a spiritual path and to do a practice, etc. And so again, it's all about what is your motivation, what is your intention. Then we manifest as Red Tara, and her enlightened action is that she attracts goodness to us, all good things, everything that you are wishing for and that wasn't included in your karmic package. For example, if you are wishing for a partner in your life, but again, you need to be honest with yourself and see, what is my motivation? Is it a fear-based motivation? Is it a fear-based desire because I don't want to be alone the rest of my life? Or is it a desire that is based on love and compassion because you want to share yourself with someone, you want to help someone, you want to, and also receive that from them and just grow together, right? Be companions in your path towards enlightenment. And so again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at what level or what your motivation is. It's more important for you to be honest with yourself and say, okay, so right now, this is my motivation. And so she also teaches us discriminatory consciousness and also how to convert this desire, or sometimes even obsessions, into compassion and love, or just how to base those wishes, those desires on compassion and love instead of basing them on fear. And so we do the practice again, everything dissolves, we contemplate, and with the syllable them, we manifest as Blue Tara. And so she is a wrathful feminine energy that destroys all dharmic obstacles that are in the way of good luck or rapid spiritual awakening. Again, we do the mantra, we send out the blue light to all beings. It just spins faster and faster and faster. We let go, everything dissolves into this blue light. And when our mind becomes chatty again, then we manifest once again as Green Tara, and we repeat her mantra once only. And then, like I said, you can go about your day, manifest it as Green Tara, or you can just try to keep her present, try to keep her, just go about your day and just connecting to her energy, and sending all good things to everyone. So, well, I'm going to record the practice. I'm going to record another video of the practice so you don't have to forward this. And if you have any questions, or if you'd like something else, a little bit a deeper explanation, then just write in the comments and I will be happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to connecting with you. Sending love and light to everyone. Bye-bye.